god, I can't even believe I'm saying this. There was this boy. I'm like, shut up, oh my god. What happened to your knee? What are you the most insecure about? Hi guys, it's Lindsiann and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a video that I'm actually so excited about. I've been doing YouTube for like the past 4 years, but I feel like I've never done just a sit down Q&A. So today we're finally doing that video and I'm answering all your guys' questions. I'm 21 years old, I just graduated college and I went to the University of Southern California and I majored in business. I'm originally from Michigan and my parents are Chinese, so I'm fluent in Mandarin. I originally went to the University of Michigan for my freshman year, but I ended up transferring to USC and now I live in New York City. What's the biggest difference between LA and New York City? I think for me, the biggest thing I noticed is how socially acceptable being alone is. In New York, everyone is just doing things alone. You can literally just go to the park and you'll see so many people just sitting down and reading by themselves. You'll see people at restaurants just eating by themselves and just minding their own business, living their own life by themselves. And I just love that culture because I think it really cultivates like a sense of independence where you just don't need to always be with other people to get shit done. But in LA, I feel like the social scene there, and maybe it's also because I was just in college there feels like this pressure to do things with other people. Like if you're going to the beach, you're going to the beach with other people, going to a restaurant, you're eating with other people. Because things aren't as easily accessible as it is in New York, going out and doing things is more of a hassle, so you feel like you need to do that with another person. My MBTI is INFJ. But the thing about this is I feel like it literally always changes every single time I take the test, but INFJ is what most of the times I end up getting. How is moving to New York City? New York City has been super fun. I think that now living here full time is definitely a lot different than my previous 2 summers here, where I was only here for summer break. And also when I was here for summer break, I was with like all of my friends. So it was just, I felt very like spontaneous, just doing random shit, going clubbing. We went to Phoebe's, like, oh my god, I can't even believe I'm saying this. We went to Phoebe's like every single weekend. But now, surprisingly, it just feels slower and more peaceful, which I actually really appreciate. Can you tell us about your dating life? I think for me personally, dating is just something that I like to keep really private. It just feels weird talking about it on the internet because it's someone else's life as well. I'll give you guys a brief synopsis. I have had 2 boyfriends. The first was a pretty long-term one. It was my first boyfriend and we dated for like 3 years. It was very much like a high school thing. And the second one I actually met last year in New York. It was my first Hinge date ever. Surprisingly, I know. Both of those were long distance. Something about long distance, man. I'm just addicted, I guess. What happened to your knee? You guys don't understand how many comments I get about this on my Instagram, on my TikTok. Every single time my freaking knee is exposed, people, and y'all dirty, because people keep like making really, I'm just gonna say rude comments about like, I wonder what she's doing on her knees all the time. Like, shut up, oh my god. Let me tell you what happened to my knee. Let me clear the air, okay? A boy happened to my knee. Let me take you back to my college years, okay? There was this boy. That's how all the great stories start, right? I liked him. I really liked him for God knows what reason. Like literally looking back at it, I'm like, I was an actual idiot. Okay, but anyways, I like this boy and we were eating in K-Town, Los Angeles. And if you don't know, that's around like 15-20 minutes from USC. Drive, by the way. And this was at like 1 a.m., okay? 1 a.m., he decides to suggest this brilliant idea. Why don't we scooter back to school? Me being the dumb bitch that I am was like, oh my gosh, wait, this would be like so romantic, so cute, like a midnight scooter ride. That sounds like just the best idea ever, right? It was not. So I at first was like, no, we should probably just Uber. Like it's so late, it's so far. I don't know what you're talking about, silly boy. But he's like, no, I got you. I'll protect you kind of vibe, okay? Oh my gosh. Like literally telling the story like makes me cringe so hard. We end up getting on one scooter, okay? And he makes me go in front. And the first like 10 minutes of the ride, it's fine. I feel like I'm literally in a rom-com, okay? I feel like I'm in a coming of age movie. This is my life. I am living my dream rom-com scenario right now. And then there's a pothole. It's a big ass fucking pothole. This boy completely just drives through like a 1 foot deep pothole, and we both just get excavated from the scooter, and I end up with 2 gashing wounds on both of my knees. And I have tried everything to fix this goddamn knee. I just don't think it like healed properly the first way around. I have literally spent thousands and thousands of dollars getting treatments, getting laser, just trying to fix this goddamn knee. Like, I am this close to sending him like a $20,000 Venmo request, okay? How do you stay motivated to read? I think for me, reading is how I learn, because I think I like hated school. I just, like, I would do the homework, I would complete the tests, and I finished school fine, but I just felt like I never actually learned anything or retained any information because it wasn't really things I was interested in. I majored in business, so we would just be learning accounting and finance, and none of those things interest me, okay? I think reading, learning about other people's perspectives, I really like historical fiction, or I also like reading a lot of memoirs and nonfiction. Just learning about people that I would have never met in real life is really fascinating to me. So I think the idea of being able to learn and kind of like grow your mindset and worldview more is what motivates me. The book I'm reading right now is Evicted by Matthew Desmond, and I think it's really interesting, would recommend, but my favorite books are probably The Invisible Child. Ooh, I also really like Demon Copperhead. What are you the most insecure about? I would say something that I've struggled with my whole life is my introversion, or more specifically, I'm pretty shy around new people, and I think that that's something that has honestly hindered me from making a lot of new friendships. I've talked about this a couple of times in my previous videos, but I think because I'm like more closed off and just shy around other people, I come off as like really approachable and like low-key bitchy. Like, all my friends say that they were scared of me before we became friends. That's actually a reason why I started YouTube, because I felt like a lot of people just didn't know what my personality was like. Just talking to a camera just eased a lot of that social anxiety. I am learning that there's a distinction between introversion and shyness, and that I'm like fine being introverted, but I think as I'm getting older, I'm really trying to practice how to not be shy and how to put myself out there even in situations where I'm uncomfortable and stuff like that. What is the hardest lesson you learned? This is an interesting one. I think it's probably regarding friendships. In college, I've definitely had my fair share of like friendship problems and even friendship breakups. And I feel like more so than romantic breakups, friendship breakups really force you to reflect on who you are as a friend and how you can be better. But I think through all the trials and tribulations of my friendships, the one thing I learned is just how much like different love languages can really damage a friendship. As you get closer, especially in female friendships, there just comes with a lot of expectations that are never verbalized. Everyone shows their love in different ways, and I think that as those expectations mount up, resentment can build, because I think a lot of my problems stem from the fact of like both parties feeling like their friendship isn't as valued as the other person, which is so dumb because anyone can see that like these two people really value each other as friends except those two people. I think it's really easy in close friendships to feel like someone is maybe taken for granted or just not really valued as a friend. And I think a lot of times those feelings are mutual. And I think once those feelings start, and if there's no communication, that's where like that's the beginning of the end. And that's where like the friendship starts falling apart. So I think the biggest thing I learned is just how important like hard conversations and communication is in close friendships, because it's obviously like super uncomfortable because you want to just like always have fun with each other. But in any like close relationship at all, even if it's family, romantic, friendships, fights and disagreements are bound to happen between two people. But it's just about like how well can you fight, you know, how well can you work out these problems? And if you both have the determination to work through it together, then a friendship is truly enduring. I think low maintenance friendships are the ones that last a really long time because they're low in maintenance, because you don't hang out with each other enough to even have problems and fights in the first place. But really close relationships tend to have more turmoil that needs to be communicated and worked out effectively. What kind of people do you enjoy being most around? Surprisingly, I feel like I surround myself a lot of extroverted people, but like most people, I think I crave a lot of genuine connections, and I think those are usually formed by more one-on-one interactions. So I think I have a lot of like individual friendships, but less of like a group friendship dynamic, which is one thing that I think about a lot, because I think that you know, seeing so many people with these like huge friend groups, it definitely makes me wonder, like, damn, maybe like a really big friend group would be really fun. But you know, there's obviously pros and cons to both. So I think a really important thing with friendships is being grateful for the people that you do have around you. How do you manage your finances? Money is such a controversial topic on social media. I recently realized that by posting my apartment hunting video, and a lot of people got pretty mad in the comments. But in terms of managing money, I think especially if you're in the creative industry or if you're freelancing, it's so important to save more than you think. Are your parents paying for your apartment? No. I answered this in my previous video, and a lot of people seem to think that I'm a Nepo baby. I really wish that was the case. It would be nice living the Hailey Bieber lifestyle right now. I think in social media, a lot of people tend to feel this pressure to like almost over explain themselves when it comes to money. But I don't think that there's a need to explain this to other people and almost like justifying that you can make this money for yourself to people who are just there to like tear you down on the internet. Do you have any advice on keeping a romantic relationship healthy, like personal space, etc.? The main indicator of a healthy relationship is communication. Like if you feel comfortable enough to talk about literally anything with your partner, then you're in a pretty good relationship. What sign are you? Okay, let's talk about this for a second. So my relationship with astrology is like, I don't really believe it, but I low-key kind of do believe it. And I really love talking about it with other people. I just think it's like a fun thing to talk about. But I am a Scorpio. I think I identify pretty strongly with like Scorpio characteristics, closed off maybe to strangers, but really value like super genuine, close relationships with the people that they surround themselves with. How do you find your sense of style? I can make like a whole video talking about this, but I think style is so limited when we talk about it in social media to just fashion. But I think to really curate a sense of style is to just figure out what you like in like all aspects of life, what you like in food and music and art, like what inspires you every day, you know? And I feel like by slowly figuring these little things out, by just experiencing new things, living your life, meeting new people, then you'll slowly be able to curate like a sense of style in your clothes. Because I think a lot of these aesthetics emulate a life, right? Like there's like the corporate aesthetic, the office siren, that emulates like a sexy like corporate life. And then there's like the eclectic grandpa, which emulates a life of a grandpa that has lived like 80 years old and has so much wisdom and likes like weird ass things. But instead of trying to emulate a life, go out and live your own life. And then that is what develops a sense of style that remains timeless, remains chic. I think that's my biggest advice, to just live your life and focus less about trying to copy something and just figuring out what is authentic to you. These are all the questions I'm going to answer today. My mouth is so dry from talking so much, but I really hope that you guys got to know me just a little bit more. Let me know what questions you guys have in the comments below. I'll try to answer as many as I can. And if you made it this far, comment her name, Toadette, because we're the real ones. If you know, you know. But on a real note though, making the past couple of videos and moving to New York in general has just made me feel so much more inspired and motivated. You guys have shown me so much love and support in the comments, and that truly is a thing that just keeps me going. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. I love you guys. You guys are literally my purpose every single day. Would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe, like, and comment. But yeah, that's all I have for today. I love you guys. Stay safe. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.